Good morning, guys. Welcome. So joining me this morning. Let's have a look what's going on in the world of Forex. Not much we can do with Aussie dollar, US dollar. Trapped here between the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA. Maybe it'll push out and go along, but it's not going to last long. It never does it? So let's move on. Euro dollar. An interesting point. We had this push up towards the 4-hour 200. It's come right back almost to the base of that, covering any imbalance in that bar. Will it continue and break through the 200, or we're just going to get this kind of carry on? We did have a bounce alert on it for downside, which is now off because the EMAs have crossed. So it's in a position of it's either going to carry on or it's going to turn. So we don't want to do anything with Zippy. We're just going to have to wait and watch that one. Pound dollar EMAs have not crossed. Saw alert two, so we took it off the list, although I didn't take the alert off. Alert two came through, but it's not. It's off the list. Not something to be involved with at the moment. Excuse me. So Kiwi dollar. Um, we've got an alert on that. We're waiting for alert two. I do feel it's low probability, but we might as well leave it on for now. It's probably just going to do something like this again, maybe. It depends what this news brings on US dollar. That's tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, tomorrow. Okay, so we'll just leave us alert on that. Kiwi dollar, but low probability. Oh, sorry. And so USD CAD pulling back like we expected from us chart at the weekend. Potentially may come back more. And if it goes to the upside, it's probably going to bounce somewhere around the 50 or this trend line daily. So if it does go back to upside, then We're not going to have any amazing order for bounce, but we could look for a zippy if it does this kind of move again. It may not, but that's the plan if it does, because we're looking at it potentially going back up to this high here. um, we do have a wick down and a wick up here, which suggests it's maybe running out of steam on weekly. However, that's that pullback there, so let's see what happens. If we get a strong like that, this pin bar and this bullish push, excuse me, that's what it looks like on 4 hour. If we get something like that around this area, then there's a high probability that it will continue to the upside. So it's all about what price action does on the bounce of this zone. Um, if we get that strong price action, then we'll look for zippies long. But let's wait and see what happens when we get to that point. Mm, Similar for USD Swiss. Um, yeah, it appears to be making a turning pan down at the moment down here, which is quite like all-time lows. Get rid of all this crap. These are going object list. In chart. Um, excuse me. Monthly, it's near all-time lows. Um, so on daily, we're making high highs and higher lows. Let's see if this creates into a higher low again, or if this was just a liquidity sweep for more downward move. Um, we'll have to wait and see. USD yen. So it's had a poke at these recent local highs. I really want it to break out there and retest it if it's going to go long. So not much to get involved in that moment. Euro Oz. Don't think there's anything I want to do with that at the moment. Euro CAD nothing. Euro Swiss nothing. Euro pound nothing. Don't want to do everything with Euro Kiwi where it is. Hmm. Looking at Euro Pound, it's kind of done what we were looking for uh, last week, but it never really it moved too far to be interested in maybe doing anything with a bounce. Um, but now it looks like it's possibly peeling over to downside. So I think we should put a Zippy alert on that. Because if you recall last week, we were looking for it to come back into this area, something like that, which is what it's done. Gone back to the downside, and then this recent price action before this has covered all any leftover imbalance. So now we might pick up some fair value momentum to the downside. Um, so there we go. Bounce alert on pound calls. We'll see how that turns out. Sorry, not bounce, zippy. Suppose pound CAD could be similar. I think CAD zippy alert. With a channel line on this up here, but I suppose if we look at it it's using the EMAs, it has been back close to the 200 and it's just caffled over. I don't want to do anything with it, but I'm interested in keeping an eye on that. Interested in pound Kiwi. Yen pairs need to either break out or do something. Now in Swiss yens, would say if that's broke out now. Um, so the zippy alert on that as well. I think for now I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to go with a Swiss yen zippy alert on that. I'm not interested in others at the moment. Um, if you if you trade Aussie Kiwi, you could maybe have a bounce on that, but I just want to make sure you, excuse me, well into profit before market rollover. Because spread will probably uh, engulf your trade. So, and close you out. Interested in that. Even though on 4 hour it looks like potentially it's going to go downside. I just on daily it just looks a bit like it needs to come back further. So I'm not interested in that. Was having that bit of a break. um, I think. Toby's maybe have a look at what we've got on the Zippy list. Maybe use a Zippy alert as well on those. Um, yeah. Yeah, Toby alert maybe. Probably be similar to Zippy, pound Oz, pound card. The Swiss yens looks nice and uniform at 5 minutes. You look at the other yens, they're kind of sharp, and this looks like it's probably going to come back to 200 before it moves off again. After that kind of move, that's kind of what they do on 5 minute. Yeah, so you maybe put Toby alert on those, so we've got Zippy alert on as well. Let's have a put those on the list like that. That's right, folks. Thanks for joining me. Anybody any questions? Anybody got any questions?
Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome, Paul. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you 13:30. Bye for now.